welcome to St. Michael-Albertville High School for Metro North Conference football. It's the second half of the regular season. The Champlin Park Rebels at 2-2 and the STMA Knights also at 2-2 coming in. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Ryan Iverson. And Ryan, kind of going to find out a little bit about these two teams here tonight. Been interesting seasons for both of them. The last 2 weeks, Champlin Park winning pretty big against teams that have been struggling a little bit. They kind of want to find out what they have against this St. Michael team.
Well, first of all, can you believe it's the end of September and it's 80 degrees yet? Still, it feels like it's a end of August game, first week. But no, you're exactly right. Both these teams historically have been really solid football programs, really fundamentally sound. They like to do a lot of the same types of things, good athletes. And 2-2, and again, like you said, both teams, their 2 wins have been against programs they should have dominated. So I think tonight it's very evenly matched, and we're going to find out, who's got it going here in the second half of the season. Should be a great game tonight.
Well, and we are halfway through the season, which means that there's been some guys nicked up a little bit, and I think that's true for both of these teams. Maybe not going to see what they hope to have on the field by playoff time. And you have to weigh that in a little bit. How much do you rush somebody back, or do you sit them out for a bit? Yeah,
and that's football, right? I mean, every team, every program. So both these coaches have the no excuse mentality, next man up. And that's why you have backups, and that's why you practice hard, because you never know when your number's going to get called. But it'd be interesting to see tonight if there are some key players that aren't playing tonight, and then how do you respond to that? And then game planning, right? If key players are out, you change your whole entire game plan. So it's going to be a different, interesting matchup in that regard. But either way, you're building towards that playoff push. Like you said, second half of the season. So you want to just slowly get better week in, week out.
Let's talk about key players to watch for in today's game. We're going to talk about a couple of defensive guys in this one, starting with Champlin Park and a defensive end who's one of those guys nicked up a little bit, Michael Bruggards, but he's drawn the attention of Northern Illinois. That kind of tells you something.
Well, what do they say? Offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. So I love that we're identifying defensive players. But can you believe Northern Illinois, top 25 team, beat Notre Dame earlier? But this kid is special. He does have a really good pass rush, but he's got, I think, 4.5, 5 tackles for loss in the backfield, so he's great against the run. Playing against STMA, they like to dominate the line of scrimmage, run the football. He's going to have to be a big player tonight. You got to see him in the backfield.
And for the Knights, we're going to talk about a guy who's in their defensive backfield who's done pretty well, Landon Propodnik. He also, unfortunately, a little bit banged up, but they expect to have him available to play tonight.
Yeah, one of the things when you're trying to find out what kind of team you have, Jay, is are you winning the turnover battle? Landon's got 3 interceptions tonight. Champlin Park doesn't throw a ton, but they will put the ball in the air. And so tonight's going to be, when you have evenly matched teams, who wins that turnover battle. So a guy like him getting an interception, getting fumbles, creating a short field for their offense is going to be a huge factor here tonight.
Big crowd filtering in here at St. Michael-Albertville. They should see a good one this evening. Champlin Park and St. Michael-Albertville is on the way next here on CCX.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
And welcome back. As Ryan had mentioned in the pregame, very warm evening. However, when the sun goes down, it's cooling down just a little bit here, and you see the very good student section crowd. Even after from going down to the field earlier and then doing pregame, I turned around like, whoa, there's a lot more people here now than there were when we first got there. So good to see the support for Knights football. I mean, for both these programs, as you mentioned, good historically programs, but a little bit up and down these last few years. You're playing a lot of other good teams too. It's not easy to consistently win, and they're trying to both move themselves in the right direction for this season.
Yeah, and you think of Champlin Park, you tend to think basketball, right? A few years they had so much basketball talent, but they made that run to the state championship in football, and St. Michael-Albertville too won a state championship in 5A, and then obviously bumped up now, and they're getting used to playing with the big boys. But yeah, both these programs just really well coached. Both coaches are really, really sharp and fundamentally sound. Neither of these teams usually beat themselves.
Keegan Tisch kicking off here for St. Michael-Albertville, and it skips away there from Eric Lukes. Able to pick it up, though, and return it out to a decent field position about the 24-yard line for Champlin Park. And the Rebels going to have a new quarterback in there as Miles Felton, the sophomore, will be getting the starting nod tonight as Preston Telke, their starter, a little bit banged up. So he's kind of the heir apparent down the road, it sounds like, Felton, but they're kind of trial by fire here tonight. He's played a little bit these last couple weeks, but Gonna see what he's got here tonight.
Yeah, good athlete too, lefty, and the best thing you can do for a young quarterback is get the running game going. Put him in, winnable downs and distances.
First down handoff, and not much working for Preston Nelson as he goes right side there, and maybe a yard on the play, if that. No gain, they'll call it, as he's stopped right at the 25-yard line. So Champlin Park hasn't had that one guy that they feed the ball to consistently. They've had kind of a
spread
rotation.
It out by committee, yep. And I think winning first and second downs, right? You got to put him in manageable downs and distance, and maybe some quick, easy throws. Try to get him in a rhythm. Try to get his confidence going early on. But you're going to see he's a good runner too, a very good athlete.
Fakes the handoff here, a little toss, and that one is incomplete, a little bit behind Amir Drisi. And that was very much what you were just talking about, a little short, safe throw, but that one did not quite click.
And you're going to see, too, sometimes the game speeds up when it's your first start. You saw that. He had plenty of time, kind of didn't set his feet, didn't step into the throw, almost threw off his back foot, and didn't quite deliver it on time. That would have been a nice gain there on second down.
There's a look at the offense on the left side for the Rebels and the Knights defense. So they're trying to force a quick 3 and out here. Third down and 10 for the young quarterback here for Champlin Park. Rebels a little bit banged up on their offensive line too. They've had a guard spot where they're on their third, and that was a little bit of a flinch.
I think they're going to
push
get
them back
Drisi,
5.
number 10, the receiver, flinched just a little bit early.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. Number 10, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Yeah, and it's just not the start you want. You're on the road. You're playing in another team's homecoming. The atmosphere is electric. Look at all the kids there. Felt like I was in an SEC tailgate walking through the parking lot when I pulled up to the arena. But want to get that good start, especially for your young quarterback.
Felton dropping to throw, rush coming, and he's in trouble, and down he goes. Gets blasted.
Yeah, Gage Kloster and Blake Underwood on the sack there. Blake Underwood, defensive lineman, good size, good feet, good motor. And really not the quarterback's fault there. I mean, he didn't have a lot of time. Tried to step up. You can see he's shifty and crafty, but it's a good start. So I always like to defer. Get my defense out there, see if you can get a stop and pin them in a good field position here. Oh, nearly blocked. Some contact too with the punter, but no flag.
And a fair catch called for and made, so good field position here for the Knights as Propodnik on the fair catch there after the punt from Hubbard. And a sideline warning there against Champlin Park. So St. Michael-Albertville has had their own quarterback injury situation. So Caden Siebold, the senior, getting the call here this evening with Ty Herring still banged up.
With the ankle sprain. Ty, a really good athlete, good baseball player, and really off to a great start. He's completing an obscenely high amount of his passes, but still out with that ankle.
Ooh, that's going to be a face mask. I think every official saw that one. The head turned. Sam Anderson on the rush. He's been their go-to guy offensively.
Last game we did of St. Michael-Albertville was 2 years ago. Sam was a sophomore, had a huge breakout game, and then had a really bad leg injury last year. And has really had a nice season. He's going to be a preferred walk-on at North Dakota State.
Personal foul on the defense, number 52. 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
So the major penalty there, this one was hard to miss right there. Ooh, got his hand in the cookie jar, if you will, Ashton Kapitsky.
Well, and it's too bad, too, because Kapitsky played that well. He set the edge, forced the ball back inside, had good pursuit coming down the line. Wouldn't have been a big gain, but, of course, that personal foul. Sometimes, I know at home you watch that, and you're like, how can you do that? But it's such quick reaction. Sometimes your hand just gets stuck in the cookie jar there.
From the 41 of Champlin Park, give up the middle, and nicely done on a quick trap. As Jaden Myers, I was watching him in warm-ups, 5'7", 220. I know I did not wish to try and tackle him, just watching him running a little bit.
No, you look at him, too, that low center of gravity and that quick trap right up the middle. Really well executed. You got to have a good guard, quick feet, a mobile, athletic offensive guard to be able to pull that off, and then so low to the ground, hard to see too, but very powerful. You see the size of his legs.
At about 10.5, they come back to Anderson. And Anderson, another pretty good gain there, as he'll pick up 5 or 6 more. He's kind of long and lean for a running back at about 6'3", but got a lot of ability.
Yeah, he's got good speed. That time, really, credit to the offensive line. You see a big Mason Zimmer, good push up front. And that's one thing to watch in this. St. Michael-albertville usually has a really good offensive line. I want to see who's winning that battle. Champlin going to have to stop the run.
Handoff here, and Anderson is tripped up. Brady Schornstein did a nice job on that one.
And when you're that outside linebacker, they run that up the middle. A lot of times you're going to be unblocked. And if you can read that quickly enough, get down the line, that was a big-time play. You can see him at the bottom of our screen here. Watch him come in. Just shot that gap, and then again, good tackle, nice and low. Grab those legs.
Did still get a couple out of it, so it is 3rd down and 2 here for STMA.
That's a hard count. That's where you got to be careful. You don't want to give them a free first down.
Back to Anderson, trying to shake a tackle and stacked up, and he'll be short of the first down. Might have even, about back to the line of scrimmage, I think was the best they were able to do there.
And kind of that field position here, it would be a really long field goal. I would not be surprised to see him keep that offense in, try to get that first down.
Yeah, absolutely, I think in this spot.
Unless you have the Dallas Cowboy kicker who's good from 75 and in.
First possession for the Knights after forcing a Champlin Park punt, and we've got a 4th down and 2. Siebold looking to throw, and incomplete. They wanted a flag, didn't get it. Mohamed Jallo there defensively as they tried to go to Cluster.
Yeah, pretty good coverage. There was nothing open there. See, really good coverage. Yeah, it was close.
It was hard to tell if he kind of had that arm wrapped around his waist a little bit early
and
there.
I think he would have actually been short of the first down anyways, even if he had caught that.
That's one that probably in the NFL you're looking at a flag. High school, they tend to let them play a little bit more, and I think the Rebels were okay with it on that one, that's for sure.
Well, nice job by the Rebel defense there. Short field, and they held up, get the ball back, see if they can get a little bit of rhythm here with their young quarterback.
Handoff up the middle going to Luke Gilk. And that one was pretty well blocked in comparison to some of their previous runs, as he'll pick up 5 or 6.
Yeah, they got good push that time on the left side of the offensive line. And that's the kind of gain you need on first down. Now you kind of open up the playbook. You can get a quarterback keeper. You can do a little play action. Kind of got everything. And if a defense can zero in and know it's going to be a definite run or pass, that's when you put your young quarterback in a really hard spot.
Ooh, handoff here, and Reese George is dropped instantly. Knifing through for the Knights was Zach Marble.
Yeah, talk about good size, 6'5", 200-pound junior. Watch his penetration there. I mean, there was just nowhere to go when George got that ball. As soon as he got it, Marble was right there. You can see fired up.
Yeah, when your first or second step has to be a cut to try and get away from
contact,
a guy,
that's tough.
That's not good.
You know, especially in the backfield like that. If you can get a little bit of momentum going, now you got a chance. But before you've even gotten your head of steam going, I'd like to see if they give Miles Felton a chance to run the ball. He's a really good athlete.
Going to sprint out to his right. Keep in mind he is a lefty. Now in trouble, and he is going to be dumped. Knights had that one covered, and Felton trying to see if he could make something happen out there, but Kloster was ready for him.
Well, and they did seal the edge, so he was able to get outside. That's an interesting call, right? You spread a sprint right with a left-handed quarterback. That's a hard ask. You're going to see a nice pin block. Got him to the outside, and just no one open, trying to make a play. And the speed at the varsity level, it's a big step up. Nice job by STMA and Gage Kloster there. Remember, the last punt almost blocked.
Cole Hubbard on again.
Yeah.
And they get this one. It pops up in the air and is scooped up. And that's going to be 6 for the Knights. Braylon Baum. No, excuse me, this is going to be Brock Cornell, I believe. We got a duplicate 3s there.
Oh, that's how you pick your offense up. Offense struggling. Can you get turnovers and special teams? Those are two other ways to really turn the tide of a game. And remember, they almost got that first punt. That time right up the middle. They had about 4 Knights breaking through. They were able to get a hand on it. And then how about that? Heads up play. Cornell able to pick that up. Instead of just falling on it, picks it up, able to return it. Big time play.
Marble on to attempt the extra point. Siebold is the holder, and the kick is up and good. So with 5:40 to go in the first quarter, St. Michael-Albertville takes the lead on the partially blocked punt that was scooped up there by Brock Cornell.
And you're going to see it's not coming from the side. Champlin has 3 guys in the middle. STMA had 5 guys coming up there. Got a great block. Or a good bounce.
Yeah, you love that high hop.
Yeah, where you don't have to worry. You don't have to bend down. And remember, even if he doesn't recover that, it's still going to be Knight's ball with a short field. But, hey, if you can pick that up cleanly, any way you can manufacture offense, especially if you got a quarterback in there, you struggle to put points on the board, that's a great way to jumpstart a game. Big-time play.
Oh, well, Champlin Park used the punt block extremely effectively against Osseo to get themselves started. They had a block punt, and they had a safety on a punt.
Yep.
They were able to exploit, and now the tables turned on them. The Knights coming through up the middle.
And football, and especially high school football, is such a game of momentum. And you get a big play in special teams, all of a sudden your defense can feed off of that. Your offense goes off of it. So now it's up to Champlin Park to see if they can respond.
Really good kick coverage here out to about the 25. This time for Champlin Park goes the returner George.
The hard part too with the quarterback making his first start is you don't want to take too many chances, so you end up a lot of times being a little bit more conservative, and you've kind of seen that here in the first couple of series. And I think you got to go for it. You got to let the reins off and see what you have with the youngster and see if he can make some plays.
You're kind of hoping, your blockers, your O-line rises to the challenge of let's do a little bit extra to help this young guy too.
Yep.
Stoppage before. I don't see a flag, I don't think, at least yet, but
Please put 5:35 on the game clock. 5:35.
The clock had run when it shouldn't have continued to after that return, apparently.
Thank you.
Good heads-up officiating there. You kind of keep one eye on that.
That's hard to do too when you're trying to watch every angle and every play. Good cut. Nice cut.
Nice strong run. That'll be a close to a 10-yard gainer there for Champlin Park's Austin Tucker, who is their big back at 6 foot 210.
Yeah, 123 yards on the season coming into the game, 1 touchdown. And I thought at first if he tried to break that outside, there was nowhere to go to the outside. But had a nice cutback right to the middle there and kept those legs going. Actually picked up the first down too.
Yeah, and even 10 on that gain. So first down for the Rebels. They get a little bit more breathing room as well out to the 35. Felton's going to run this one himself, following behind.
Like it. Yep.
And he will pick up a good gain of about 7 or perhaps 8.
And you could tell, do you see his burst? He's got that burst. And what young players do, especially early on, is they tend to slow to try to make jukes and moves. And you don't have time for that. You just got to go. And you can see his great acceleration. And that gives him confidence. There was a positive play that he was a part of, and you just keep building. It's like building blocks, little ones at a time. That's how you get a youngster really into the rhythm of the game and get his confidence going.
Got 7. 2nd down and 3 here for Felton and Champlin Park. Ooh, almost a high snap there, and Felton is met, and he's going to be driven back. Lots of blue jerseys arriving. I think first on the contact for the Knights was Carter Selberg, junior.
Nice push. Watch this push up the middle. High snap, too. That took him backwards just a little, half a step. But that kind of allowed that push. And you see a really nice job. Selberg, defensive lineman number 55, got a great push.
And there's one, too, where if you're Felton, you almost want to get down as soon as possible, so there
Keep
isn't
taking
that
those second and third hit.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what is painful the first couple times is when they land on you.
Felton throwing over the middle, and he's got the completion to Schaefer.
Yeah, Jeremiah's having a big year as a tight end. 91 yards, caught a touchdown, and a nice, easy throw, and he put it right on the mark. So you can see a little bit of confidence going for Miles Felton and to pick up another first down.
Right to midfield as Rebels getting a little bit of a drive going here with a little under 3.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. St. Michael-Albertville up 7-0 on a return of a blocked punt.
And you don't need 300 yards passing tonight. You just need that occasional pickup like that to keep the defense honest, have a little bit of balance.
Gilk taking the handoff there on the little sweep, and Gage Kloster, who's already had himself a big night, making another stop there. Gain of just a couple.
Yeah, Kloster, a couple of tackles for loss. He's been in on about 6 or 7 tackles already.
And it felt like if it wasn't for him, that play was going to go for decent yardage. As it is, he got 2.
And also on this drive too, Jay, is we talk about balance between pass and run, but we've seen runs up the middle, we've seen runs to the side, quarterback runs. So a nice little diverse start to this drive. Nice kick,
Tucker on the run, and again, he's a little bit bigger back, tough to bring down. A helmet loss there. Getting in on the stop was Caden Schoen.
But again, you put your offense in a great spot. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Again, you got kind of everything open. I wouldn't be surprised to see another play action and maybe a short pass again.
Exactly what the Rebels wanted here. A good drive, get some confidence built for their sophomore quarterback.
You just don't want a negative play here. You don't want to let penetration in the backfield to have a loss.
Back to Tucker, and he will have the first down. Pretty good blocking up front, and then he got those last 2 or 3 yards by just good leg drive and strength.
Yep. Well, we saw Jaden Myers for St. Michael at 5'7", 220. Austin Tucker, 6 foot 210. He's got some thickness to him as well, and you see those legs keep churning, keep driving, pick up a big first down.
Yeah, we're a ways away from the field, but you can just tell when he got the ball, like he's got
Momentum's
the thick
carrying,
legs, and he's going forward.
Yep. And now, too, at this point, if you're Miles Felton, is like you're in the rhythm of the game now. You're not thinking about it's your first start. You've been hit. You've completed a pass, and now you're in kind of that great spot where you're just playing football. Oh, nice cut.
Back to Tucker, and another pretty good gainer there as they get that ground game going. Is stop made for the Knights by Marble, but this one will be a pickup of about 6 or 7 more, or 7 it looks like.
Yeah, and that time he showed a little bit of craftiness, little footwork, made that nice cut, make a guy miss, and picked up an extra yard or 2.
They'll call it a gain of 6 officially here, so Rebels continuing this drive. Fake it to Tucker. Oh, hit as he throws it. It's up and caught. Yeah. Completion down near the 10-yard line for Schaefer, and that's going to be a penalty at the end of the play as well.
No reason to rip his helmet off. But I'll tell you what, Jeremiah Schaefer, do you see him come back to the ball there? That ball, right as Felton was getting rid of it, you could tell he got hit. That ball kind of floated, but Schaefer did a great job identifying it and coming back to get it.
After the play, personal foul on the defense, number 1. That's going to be half the distance to the goal. First down, Champlin.
So half the distance penalty there.
I'll tell you, great job by Felton getting rid of this. He was under pressure, didn't get a lot in, but you see that. But look at the heads-up play coming back to that ball. I mean, yeah, just no need for that at the end of the play.
In fairness to the defender, I think he's thinking that helmet kind of came off fairly easily. I mean, he didn't grab
he was
the
down.
face
You
mask
don't need
or
to have your
anything.
arm around his
that's
neck,
true.
you know.
True. Tucker taking the hand off, wrapped up early, but he fought forward for a yard or so.
Yeah, lucky to get a positive yard. He was hitting the backfield, but again, just kept moving forward.
Could be the last play of the quarter. If the Rebels want to snap it again, they'll have time, but if they don't want to, they don't need to here, as they'll be second and goal from just inside the 5. And the quarter is going to come to an end, I think, or did they take a timeout? Oh my goodness, Champlin Park took a
Please,
timeout.
1 second on the game clock.
It's not like there's a lot of wind. It's interesting.
It seemed as though they had time where the play clock wasn't going to run out.
No.
It was getting down there, but so was the quarter, and I'm not sure if they didn't realize that or it feels like a wasted timeout.
Yeah, that's right. I would have gone up to the line of scrimmage and just gone with a hard count, not snapped it, see if you could have picked up a couple of extra free yards on maybe a false start or offsides penalty. But yeah, I mean, big play against special teams. St. Michael-Albertville getting the touchdown, but a nice answer here by the young offense with Champlin Park. Nice mixture of pass and run. Picked up a couple of big third down conversions, and now they got a shot to tie this game up.
Straight T formation here behind Felton. They toss it to Tucker, trying to get out to the outside, but good pursuit and knocked out of bounds, and that will be the final play of this first quarter. St. Michael-Albertville the only score of the quarter, but the Rebels on the doorstep here. 7-0 Knights as the second quarter is up next.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there, because connected, we all do better.
Third and goal here to start the second quarter. Another handoff, and this will be Schornstein, and he gets in for the touchdown. Champlin Park sealing things up on the right side of that offensive line, and Schornstein able to take it in for the score here for the Rebels. And they are an extra point away from perhaps tying this one up.
Yeah, really nice job getting behind big number 74, Ashton Tucker. Good push on the right side. Pretty well defended. It wasn't like that was open. That was just some power football. And that's what you got to do. You get in the red zone like that, you got to take advantage of it and finish drives off. And they, Champlin Park, a nice response there.
Evan Swanstrom on for the extra point. Ooh, a good rush. The kick is up and good, and there's going to be a flag as they ran into the kicker. They came hard on the kick block and rolled into his legs, it looked like. Officials just making sure everybody saw the same thing. Was he blocked in? That kind of thing. The Rebels could take the point off the board if they want to here, but I kind of don't think they will. Could go for 2.
Personal foul on the defense, running into the kicker. That penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Yep, so the extra point will be good. You see the touchdown first. Good lead block there.
Really nice push. Nice job. I couldn't tell what number. It looked like another running back leading there. Look at that. Great block.
Yeah, Tucker, I think.
Yeah, nice job. And that's what you love to see. You didn't get your number called, but you're still out there blocking for your teammate. And here, just a near block. You can see him coming. Yeah. No question on that one.
Yeah,
Gage
it's a
Kloster,
safety thing for you're pretty exposed with your leg up in the air and everything. So look at Brady Schornstein, primarily a defensive player, but he played some quarterback. He's run the ball some. I mean, he's just one of those guys
Good
that
athlete,
you say, that's our guy. We got to get him out there occasionally on this side too.
You know what I would do here, Jay? I would onside this. It's like if you don't get it, they're still not giving up field position, as opposed to just kicking it all the way into the end zone. Because he can reach the end zone when he kicks off normally. I would have tried something on the ground, see if you couldn't maybe steal a possession there.
Instead, they'll drive it deep and put the Knights at the 20.
I feel like we haven't seen the Knights offense for quite a while after that first drive.
So Siebold leads his team out. Got a special teams score to start the scoring, and now Champlin Park's answered with a nice long drive, and we're even at 7 here. Second play of the second quarter coming up. Siebold fakes the handoff, now rolling and fires, and it is complete right on the money to Ben Durbus. And he'll be out just over the 40-yard line, a pickup of about 20.
Yeah, really nice throw. They had receivers on all 3 levels. They had one in the flat, they had Durbus there in the middle, and then they had a deeper route. And I'll tell you what, that was a nice throw by Siebold. Just put it just over the linebacker's arms. Great ball fake, plenty of time. You can see just over the arms, really well thrown ball there. Big play.
Spot him just short of the 40 actually, so gain of 19 on that.
And what I love that on first down, right? It wasn't 3rd and long where you're expecting pass. You got to be able to mix pass in on 1st and 2nd down.
Here's Anderson trying to squeak through. He gets a gain of a couple on the play, has closed up pretty well. Champlin Park, that was one of the areas of strength they thought coming back into this year, their defensive line. They've got some talent up front there, as obviously we talked about Bruggers, but they've got some other guys who can get it done as well.
And good athletes too at linebacker. They got in safety. They got good athletes in the back end of their defense.
Siebold looking out to his left, throws, and the completion. He connects with Elijah Lewis. Brought down by Fitch of Champlin Park.
And Elijah Lewis there, the outside receiver. And then what happens, the slot receiver runs straight up the field. So you kind of take some of that defense up and then you run right underneath it. And so it's an easy throw and catch. And again, a nice big gain, setting up 3rd and manageable. I like that, the play calls in the passing game here for the Knights.
Yeah, and that's the kind of play that, again, gets the quarterback some confidence, too, when you're able to get that little short pitch and catch, and then they will get a nice run to pick up a 1st down. Not too badly defended there, but Anderson getting enough to move the sticks.
No, but that's, you talk about teams that run to be able to throw the ball. The Knights have to throw the ball to be able to run the ball. And even though if you don't have these gaudy stats, if you can just hit a couple of those, you soften the linebackers, the safeties. And I'll tell you, if you can back those safeties up even 2 or 3 yards, they could be late to their run defense, and it just opens everything up if you got a little bit of balance.
From the 49, handoff going up the middle here.
Good hard run.
Yeah, a lot of contact there, and he actually ended up with his back to the defense, but still kept going there. There's Tanner Becker handling.
Had 2 rushing touchdowns, 33 carries coming into the game. And again, Albertville kind of the same way. Sam Anderson gets the bulk of the carries, but a little bit more, running back by committee. A lot of guys getting a lot of different carries.
At the 45 now, second and about 6.
Coach Essler, I can't believe he's in his 14th year already here at St. Michael-albertville.
Anderson keeps his legs going. He's going to be just short of the first down, but it looked like he wasn't going to be as close as he ended up. He kept moving.
Yeah, not a lot there, but just push. Push not only by Anderson, but also that offensive line. Kind of like when those rugby scrums kind of happen, and you just get those extra yards. Pretty soon the linemen get into it, and it's just a bad. That's where the weight room in the offseason comes into play.
3rd and a yard here. The Knights putting together a drive of their own.
I keep looking at Sam Anderson thinking he's sunburned, but it looks like he's got pink painted on his cheeks as well.
Yeah, it's a tackle cancer night here, and a lot of pink in the audience as well. There's Anderson. This time he's going to be driven back. Got a little forward progress, but not going to be enough for the first down as Rebels coming up with a solid defensive effort. Will Ogunti, I think, was first to him.
And Will only a sophomore, but he already looks like a man there. He shut his tackle and then right into it. That's not easy because the running back's got momentum, so you have to not only stand him up, but then you have to be able to push backwards. And he's going to lose a yard on that play. 4th and 2 here.
Just outside the 40 of Champlin Park. And again, I think you're in a spot where this isn't a terribly tough decision to make. Not probably going to punt it from here. Siebold going to hand off to Anderson. He bursts through, and he'll have the first down. Could have maybe been a touchdown-saving tackle there, I think, by Kapitsky.
Nice job on that right side of that offensive line. They brought a guy in motion to add another blocker over there, and they just powered off the ball, got good push.
Actually, it may have been Kolkar on the stop here. Yes, it was. Sorry.
Yeah, really nice. Really nice push there. Nice job, too, by Gavin Ness, big number 60.
Anderson's looking to throw downfield and a little short. Trying for Lewis. And Anderson, that one was apparent right from the get-go that he was going to throw, and he had a man out there for sure. Rebels, too, a little fortunate they didn't get a pass interference just because he had no idea where the ball was.
That's right, got to get that eyes back around and see the ball. Yeah, you're lucky. If the receiver would have stopped, he would have gotten run into. I think they would have got the penalty. But, yeah, Anderson on the run didn't get a chance to really stop and plan himself. Couldn't quite get enough on that ball. But I like the play call there.
Yeah, I do too, and it feels like a missed opportunity, though, for the Knights. So we got a flag down here.
False start, 49 on the offense, 5-yard penalty.
3rd penalty assessed against the Knights here, the false start. Then you kind of give away what you were going to do there, too, as the play that, they ended up snapping it.
And it's too bad, too, because it was a nice catch and throw there, too, a nice little out route.
Both teams' offenses have been pretty efficient as we move along. I mean, not necessarily all kinds of huge plays, but they're moving the ball.
And both teams want to run the ball, but they've actually had some of their bigger plays in the passing game, which I think has helped them sustain drives here. A nice balance.
2nd and 15.
I was going
to say play
on
clock.
The offense, number 8, 5-yard penalty.
So Knights not getting everything in and ready to go.
And this is where you can get into trouble because now you're probably in a passing situation, right? And this is where you got to take care of the football. Maybe you run a draw or a screen here. Try to do something to get the timing of the defense off a little bit.
Siebold stepping up around the rush. Avoids one hit, but he's not going to get away. And he will be sacked back at the 49.
I was just going to say he did a great job to avoid the first rush there. And then in the spin, he had a nice job by Champlin Park. They did not allow him to break that pocket. Really nice contain. And that's what you're taught, too. If you're not in on the initial rush, you don't quit. You keep going because you don't know what's going to happen. And you keep going, and then sometimes you get rewarded by finishing the play off.
Yeah, and for an offensive lineman, you at that point, everything's broken down. You don't know where your quarterback exactly is. It wasn't necessarily that they made a mistake. It just he kind of, it all came together for the Rebels to make that sack. Heavy rush, and down he goes. Oh, my. Kapitsky, like he was shot out of a cannon there, closes quickly on Siebold.
Really nice blitz there. Nice call. And Siebold just did not see that one coming. That was a great finish of the drive here by the Rebels. Look at him, fired out of a rocket. And that's where you get worried about landing on a shoulder like that. Champlin Park. You gotta remember, this was 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. They're all the way back. That was a nice job by the Rebels.
Anderson getting the kick away. Rebels unable to catch it, and it's going to be down to around the 15-yard line. They didn't come through with a catch of that one, so Rebels pinned fairly deep here, but they do get the big defensive stop after the Knights had the good drive going, and Kapitsky, good closing speed, just never gave him a chance to even make a fake or get rid of it or anything.
No, really well-timed blitz, too. He didn't show it too early. Sometimes you show it early, the offensive line and the tight ends, they can get it picked up and blocked, but if you don't show your hand and you call it on just the right play, that's what you get, a huge play like that.
From the 16, Gilk trips. I'm not sure it wasn't maybe over his own guy there. It looked like he was just getting a little head of steam going, and then he stumbled.
He had a seam there, too. It was well blocked. You're right. If he doesn't trip, he at least probably gets a couple more yards there. But either way, pick up a 3 on 1st down.
4:50 to go in a rapidly moving second quarter. We are still tied up 7 apiece here. Champlin Park in white, St. Michael-Albertville on their home field here before a large crowd in the blue and gold. Nelson takes the handoff here, and that one's going nowhere. Whew. He was met early on there. Defensively was Selberg.
Yeah, we've said his name a couple times tonight, getting in that backfield. And it's those slower developing runs is allowing this Knight defensive line to really get good push and just know where to go. I remember that last drive of the Rebels. They were in 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. Really nice down and distances. Again, you put your young quarterback in a tough 3rd and long here.
Yeah, situational football matters a lot when the teams are relatively evenly matched like this. And that throw up and over the top, looking for Schaefer, I think it was there. Kind of, they didn't come too close to connecting on that one, and it's going to bring up a punting situation here for Champlin Park.
And a lot of times that ball, when it sails high like that in the middle of the field, that's when you get an interception. So fortunate there, just an incompletion. But Knight's defense doing a nice job here, holding them and maybe giving their offense another opportunity at a short field. Remember, first punt almost blocked, second punt was blocked in return for a touchdown, so let's keep an eye.
This will be Swanstrom punting this time. Not sure if perhaps he's shaken up. Oh, and then Swanstrom trying to kick the ball out of there. Instead, it's going to be scooped up and an easy walk-in for Tanner Becker.
Wow. And the snap looked good. I think the snap was accurate, just a dropped snap. And if you're a Knights fan, you want Champlin Park punting as often as possible tonight. 3 punts, 1 blocked for a touchdown, that one dropped and returned for a touchdown. Special teams, so far the difference in the game tonight.
And then Swanstrom, not sure who taught him that, but he
tried to kick it.
Tried to kick the ball out of there. And again, not entirely sure if Hubbard was injured on that previous punt block. Could be the case, but it wasn't a regular punter in, and it didn't go well. Gosh, I hopefully didn't jinx Champlin Park when I was talking to Nick Keenan earlier tonight about how badly punts went for Osseo against them, and it's kind of looked the other way around here. I think the Knights, no, I guess they are going
I
to
got
kick.
the legal
Marble,
kick
isn't it?
on the kicking team.
Yeah.
That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
Yeah. So Swanstrom trying to kick that ball was not a legal play, but since it worked out for the Knights, they are able to decline that.
It's not the worst idea though, because if he were to connect on it, the ball went out of bounds or something, it would be a penalty, but it wouldn't have been a score.
Marble for the extra point, and he boots it through. So with 3:47 to go here in the second, the Knights go up 14-7 with, again, the punt situation there. So look at that, and kind of, Ryan, this one's probably too old for you even. It's right up mine of Gary Premian, the Dolphins kicker, trying to just boot the ball. And Tanner Becker was ready. Boy, end of the night, I mean, you take them any way you can get them, but you think, how did we get our touchdowns in both of them on similar plays?
And I think what's frustrating is if you're the Rebels, you got to feel like, other than the punts, you've probably outplayed the Knights in this game, right? Your offense hasn't been great, but had a nice drive, a couple of big plays. Defensively, given up some yards, but they've held. And you look up and you find yourself down 14-7. And again, turnovers, special teams, when teams are even, a lot of times those are the two areas that really can swing a game one way or the other. We're seeing that tonight.
Well, and coaches always talk about that. They try to sell it in their teams in practice and everything, that special teams is a third of the game. A lot of times it's kind of the forgotten part or the overlooked part. And
it's in a lot of games it doesn't matter, right? If a team's just scoring on every possession, but in those equally matched games, you get a block punt, you get a kickoff return, or interceptions, fumbles. Those are the ones that can really make the difference, and it has tonight.
George fielding it just inside the 10, and he is wrapped up and stopped. Pretty good kick coverage again there. Eli Oppoven.
Yeah, nice job by Eli there. Good form tackle, just nowhere to go.
Kick is returned by number 32, East George.
Well, you got plenty of time. Yeah, you don't have to get it back all at once, but Champlin Park, remember, when they went down 7-0, that's when they responded with their best drive of the game. Let's see if they can get back to good balance and a couple of nice plays, move the ball down the field. You got plenty of time. The worst thing you want to do now is feel like you got to get it all back on one play, make another, compound an error with another error, and give the ball back to the STMA.
Ooh, George is dumped immediately, really wrestled to the ground by Myers.
Well, we talked about not wanting to tackle him when he's running the football. I don't think he would be fun to block either. When you get those shorter, powerful guys, their center of gravity is so low. And even if you are bigger and stronger, you're just naturally in a higher position. And the old cliche of the low man wins is so true in football.
2nd and 13, and the start of the drive maybe kind of flips the script a little bit in terms of how both teams are thinking. The Knights are now thinking we'll get a stop and get the ball back.
I mean, they got 3 timeouts. You got to figure if they get a stop here with no gain, maybe they use one of the timeouts.
Dalton now scrambling, broke through the first tackle and then thrown down hard.
Yeah. You kind of see his elusiveness, his athleticism there. You get a little worried anytime you see a guy holding that ball with one hand like that. You get hit from the side or behind you, that ball could come loose. But, yeah, interesting. Knights not taking a timeout. I thought maybe they'd call timeout there.
3rd and 7 here for Champlin Park. I would suspect they would if this one. I mean, not if it's an incompletion, obviously, but
It's going to be.
Not on the same page on the snap count there. There's more than one guy that started moving forward.
I think George moved a little bit in the backfield, too.
Yeah, and Gilk was the motion man, and he definitely started coming forward. I think it's possible the snap count was, they weren't all on the same page.
To the snap, encroachment on the defense, number 33.
Wow.
5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Interesting. I didn't see it that way initially, but that, I guess, could have been what caused them to come off. Big break there for the Rebels.
It's huge because now you can pick that first down up, and if that would have been on them, it would have been 4th and 12. Or 3rd and 12, excuse me. Let's see if we can see.
Well, he definitely came across.
Did they get Myers? Is that who they called it on?
Yeah. And a little counter. That does not fool the Knights at all as George is wrapped up for a big loss. Yeah. Timing of that play just didn't look right.
I was just going to say, it's one of those you put in this week in practice. Maybe you got new guys in different positions, and it just wasn't smooth. And those reverses and those kinds of things, you've got to be smooth. The timing is so important. And it was just a slow developing play, allowed the Knights to get a good push there in the backfield.
Yeah, and you're really relying on deception. You're hoping that most of the defensive players flow the wrong way, and then you don't necessarily need a big crushing block, but none of that happened.
I thought 4th or 3rd and 2 there. I thought maybe they just run it right up the middle and get that first down. That's a big stop by the Knights. They use a timeout, so you're going to have just about 150 left with the ball, probably a pretty short field. And I got bad news for the Rebels. They're going to have to punt, Jay.
I was going to say, they might have a really short field based on what we've seen so far, unfortunately, for Champlin Park. See if Swanstrom is back in there to punt it again. Again, don't really know for sure, but I wondered if Hubbard, the original punter, didn't get banged up on that previous one. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a third punter. This is going to be Telke in the punt. Their quarterback, who not well enough to throw apparently, but is well enough to give it a try punting it.
At this point, they just need someone to catch it and get it off the foot quickly.
And he will get it out of there, but fielded on the run. Podnick right at midfield. Schornstein, a nice tackle there, but good field position for the Knights. Everything worked out pretty well for them. They don't get a huge return, but like you said, they didn't, they were already going to be good.
Yeah, ball right around midfield. Minute 49 left, 2 timeouts. Clock stops after a first down, so you got plenty of time here.
Although that, by tonight's standards, counts as a pretty good punting situation for Champlin Park, right?
Well, it was a good snap. All the snaps so far have been good. It hasn't been a snapping issue. It was a drop and then just the rush up the middle. That time well blocked. The Knights, I think, were setting up more for a return.
Handoff going to Anderson here, running out of the I formation that time, and they will power forward for 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough time where you're not in a super big hurry, but you got to be efficient here. You don't want to waste 10, 15 seconds between plays.
2nd and 6. Back to Anderson trying to sweep left, and Bruggers does a nice job getting out there, and Schornstein as well. Those were a couple of the guys they were really counting on coming into the season, along with Kapitsky and also Janadu.
Well, I'll tell you, you look at Bruggers, 6'3", 240, he just looks like a football player. Yeah, timeout Knights.
That's his first of the half, second of the half.
Well, not a disastrous second down play, definitely not what they were hoping for.
No, because now you're kind of in that, 3rd and kind of long, right? You probably want to be 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2.
And you had to use that timeout as well. That also, if it had been a play where he was able to get out of bounds, would have made a difference for them time-wise, too.
And I would tell you, Zach Marble, the kicker, he's also a linebacker, but just in watching him in pregame and also his extra points, it looks like he's got a pretty good leg on him. So maybe the Knights are thinking we don't need a touchdown, but we probably need another 15, 20 yards to get into field goal range, too.
Kids having fun here tonight, and I'm sure they're loving the fact that you're not needing a coat yet or anything.
Yeah, it's crazy. We've had games in first week of October with snow before, but this warm weather, enjoy it while you can, because as we know, it can turn quickly. And these good crowds, just more fun when it's warm and you're not bundled up and freezing.
Key 3rd down here, 3rd and 4 for St. Michael-Albertville. They lead at 14-7 late in the first half. People throwing, nice connection, and the ball pops out.
The question is are they going to call that a catch?
I believe it is. And now I think the official is going to get together as Becker had it, then when he got hit and spun.
Fitch with a nice hit. Good throw.
Yeah, I think that's a completion. And it is going to be a first down. I guess the other point is, where did the ball go out of bounds, too?
Yeah, at first I thought it was an incompletion, but when we watched the replay there, he caught it and made a move forward, got 2 steps in. Good hit to jar that loose. But a nice throw, good pickup there on 3rd and 6.
Handoff going to Braylon Baum. And not much developing that time for the Knights. So we'll be down under a minute now, as they only picked up about a yard on that last play.
Yeah, we saw Sam Anderson came out of the game after his last carry. It hasn't come back in. That'll be something to keep an eye on, too.
Siebold zipping it out left, and let's see, they're going to say keep the clock moving. Nice tackle to get up there and bring Durbus down, and that's a big one that he stayed in bounds.
Use that last time out. Yeah, not really a big gain there either. You want to get that ball down a little bit further to the first down there. Nice job, Champlin Park, coming up and making that tackle, not allowing for yards after the catch. I've been pretty impressed, I thought, with Caden Siebold tonight delivering the football. He's been pretty accurate, quick with his decision-making, too. You know, what'll be interesting here is if you don't get the first down, do you try a long field goal at this range? Or are you looking at this as 4-down territory no matter what? If you do, that can change the play call here. Instead of trying to get a first down, just picking up 4 or 5, but you also got to look at the time, 35 seconds left.
So another key 3rd down situation. Knights last time got the completion. Receiver fumbled after catching it, but they still had enough for the first down. So, and keep in mind they are now out of timeouts as well. Siebold looking, fakes, now throwing downfield, but well read, it's out of bounds. Rebels were not fooled by that double move. Fitch ended up catching it out of bounds, but they gave a little shoulder fake that they were going with that hitch, and then went to go down the sideline, but Champlin Park was very much ready for that. It almost had the feel that they discussed that in that timeout, I'm thinking there. So 4th and 6 here for STMA. Time definitely a factor with only 30 seconds and now out of timeout. So even if they get this first down, really have to hurry things up, probably spike the ball if they made the first down. Ooh, Siebold hit as he throws. It's low and incomplete, and Champlin Park will take over on downs. As not a bad play to throw that one in there. I mean, yeah, a little bit of a gamble, but it's 4th down anyway. You're might as well take a shot at it, but you can see he's hit as he throws. Bruggers, a bull rush there, got right on top of Siebold and helped to force that incompletion. And so Champlin Park will get it back with just 26 seconds to go here in this first half, down 14-7, and probably not going to see anything terribly risky for them. Felton with Tucker in the backfield. Well, Felton is going to throw, and he's going to throw deep downfield. I was wrong. And well defended. Cornell back there for STMA. Just said, let's run a go route and see if we can throw it up and maybe get something going there. That was Tyler Wagner, the intended receiver. Wagner just became eligible. He played for Totino Grace last year, very good basketball player as well, and has transferred to Champlin Park. Grew up in the Champlin Park area and just became eligible. And they said, let's give the big guy a shot. He's about 6'6". That was 2nd and 10, and again going to throw. This time setting up a screen, completing it to Tucker. And he is chopped down right about at midfield. Only 12 seconds to go. So the Rebels will be able to use a timeout here and give themselves a shot at least here. They coming out a little more aggressive than I thought we might see with as little time was left. But the fact that they had timeouts makes that a more feasible strategy here. And you never know, you get a penalty downfield or catch a jump ball, and stranger things have happened. So Rebels showing some confidence in Felton here, and knowing that they're down by 7 too, feeling it's worth a little bit of a gamble to try and make something happen very late in the half. Felton again dropping to throw, fires and complete. Not able to get out of bounds there was Dreesy.
I got timeout, Champlin Park.
The Rebels
That's the third of the half.
will use their last timeout right there. So they got what they wanted. I mean, I guess in an ideal world, maybe you're able to get out of bounds too and still save one more timeout. But either way, they're pretty much down to one last play here with 6 seconds to go. And I would not be at all surprised to see them try and throw a jump ball up to the end zone. Might as well. Quite a long toss for Felton, but see if he can get that ball there. He'd be throwing it close to 50 yards in the air when you figure in the drop back. Or do you maybe run everybody down and see if you can hit somebody a little shorter and run the ball too? We'll see what they're opting for here. Kind of a nice little drive though. I mean, considering how late they got the ball and everything, I again wouldn't have been surprised at all if they had just handed off and went to the halftime break, but playing it a little aggressive, trying to get something going, and they got a couple of completions to do it. At the 39 of the Knights. Felton throwing out toward the sideline. It's tipped. So incomplete, but there is still 2 seconds to go. They didn't use up all the remaining time there. Yeah, the more I look at it, out of the shotgun and with a little drop back, that would be a tall ask to get the ball to the end zone. I'm not doubting Miles' arm strength, but for a high school QB, we got a holding call here anyway against Champlin Park.
Still first down.
So that'll push them all the way back to the 49, and only 2 seconds remaining. Felton now rolling to his right a little bit, steps back the other way, wanted to get rid of it. Now is going to heave it up deep downfield. Tipped around, almost intercepted, and it will fall incomplete as the first half comes to an end. And an entertaining first half, a little bit of an unusual one. Both of the Knights' touchdowns coming off of partially blocked punt and then a fumbled punt snap. So they will carry a 14-7 lead into halftime. Ryan has made his way down to the field, and we'll be hearing from the coaches at halftime as well. Both teams scoring once in that second quarter. The Knights took the lead back after Champlin Park had tied it on actually the first play of the second period on a short run by Schornstein. And then they got another block punt return, or fumbled punt snap touchdown with a little under 4 minutes to go in this second quarter to make it 14-7 Knights. And both teams playing with backup quarterbacks. Knights have had a little more time to adjust to that, and they've got the senior playing in the quarterback spot of Seabold. And for Champlin Park, the sophomore getting the call here tonight, Miles Felton. And he's had some good moments and some that didn't go quite as well, but they were able to get one very nice drive going, and I'm sure boosted the confidence level of their offensive unit at that point. And they'll be trying to do something similar in half number 2. Let's go down to Ryan with Coach Nick Keenan.
Coach, down 14-7 at half. It's got to be a little weird feeling because you maybe outplayed them for most of that half. What were your thoughts there?
Well, we try to tell the guys that we got 3 phases, the offense, defense, special teams. We really got to pick it up on the special teams. I don't know if it was nerves or what, but hey, you know, we're playing all right, so it makes me feel good, but we're kicking off. We got to get a stop, and then we'll see what we do from there.
You got a sophomore quarterback making his first start. First series maybe looked a little rough, but he seemed to get into a nice rhythm. Good play calling. What were your thoughts on his performance?
Yeah, you know, it's his first start. He's 15 years old. We're just trying to support him the best we can, but he's smart. He's a great kid. He works his butt off. He'll be fine in the second half.
What do you got to do to win this game?
We got to hold him out of the end zone and score one more time.
Sounds good. Good luck, Coach. All right, back to you, Jay.
Thanks, Ryan, and thanks to Coach Keenan. 14-7, St. Michael-Albertville leading Champlin Park at the half. We will be back with first half highlights and stats and hear from Coach Essler as well on CCX.
At Topline Financial Credit Union, we love getting to be part of our members' big moments. Whether it's making home improvements, going to school, building a business, or even getting married. An interest-only home equity line of credit with payments as low as $50 per month can help you get there. It's just one of the ways we're helping our members on their financial journeys. Become a Topline member and let us be a part of yours, because connected, we all do better.
Welcome back. Concession stand, no doubt, doing a great business here this evening on a warm night and a festive night here. Thanks for joining us at St. Michael-Albertville. We want to thank the Knights and Athletic Director Keith Cornell and all of the staff here for having us out for this game. They got a great facility here. 14-7 Knights. Let's take a look at highlights from the first half. It's been, as Ryan and Coach Keenan talked about, a little bit of a strange one for Champlin Park. Punt getting blocked here, and the mystery solved later in this play. This is where the punter got hurt as well, as he gets knocked down right there and comes up holding a shoulder after Cornell returned that one for a touchdown. Rebels go getting a nice drive going. Good completion here despite taking a hit as he throws it, and then Schaefer has his helmet ripped off at the end. Tack on a penalty against the Knights. That led to, as they changed ends for the second quarter, Schornstein powering in behind that tee set for the Rebels, and they tied it up just one play into the second. Seabold in trouble here. Kapitsky coming on the blitz and just made a beeline right for the quarterback and drills him there. But then more punt trouble. Swanstrom, the kicker, had to come on as the punter. He drops the snap, and an easy walk-in for Becker for STMA, and that gave them that 14-7 lead. As we look at the stats, not a ton of offense certainly for either team in that first half. Knights even with 35 rush and pass, and Rebels had a few things going, and first downs about even. Both teams have taken a little more penalties than they would like, but obviously, as we talked about and Coach talked about, the punt game has been the biggest detriment for Champlin Park here this evening. We will take a timeout. We'll come back. We're going to hear from Jared Essler, the Knights coach, and then jump into half number 2 here. High school football, week number 5 on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including full sporting events and daily newscasts. To find us, go to the store, search CCX, and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. The CCX Media app, available on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku.
Welcome back. Let's go down to field level with Ryan and then Coach Essler.
Special teams has made some big plays. You know, we received to start the second half. Got to get some momentum going on offense.
Yeah, last thing. I mean, look around this crowd. This atmosphere is pretty cool.
Yeah, homecoming's pretty fun. You know, and we got great crowd support, great community support.
Awesome. Good luck in the second half. All right, back to you, Jay.
Thanks, Ryan, and thanks to Coach Essler. I have a feeling we didn't quite hear all of that, but he has to feel pretty good about having the lead in the second half. I think both coaches feel like a few things that, you know, went okay but could go better in the second half. They definitely got some good defensive performances on both sides, and maybe you'd like to see a little bit more consistency offensively. Both teams running the ball okay at times, but just not overall opening up as many holes or advancing the ball as consistently down the field as they would like. But part of that has to do with pretty good competition on the other side too, as they both got some athletes and a little bit of size to deal with as well. So still very much anybody's game, just like we thought it would be coming into the second half. And the beginning of the half will be a key thing, as Nick Keenan noted, that they're going to have to kick the ball away to the Knights to begin the second half. And the hope is that you can get a quick stop and then give your team an opportunity to come back on, get the offense rolling. And, you know, these high school 12-minute quarters with, quite a bit of running plays, you don't count on getting all that many possessions necessarily. So they would like to get a stop right away here. It would be a good thing if you're a Rebels fan. As Swanstrom getting set to kick it off.
On the kickoff return team for the Knights, number 44. That's Fua Tamalolo.
Swanstrom will boot it away here. Gets good leg into that one. Wow, that one's 5 yards deep, and no chance for the return, of course, in high school ball.
God, you see that so much more now. Back when I played, Jay, it was like once a year you got a touchback.
True.
These guys can really kick the football.
I think kicking on turf might help that too a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was kind of funny talking to both coaches. You got the sense Coach Essler was almost more disappointed with how his team was playing than Coach Keenan was, with the 7-point lead. But again, both of those scores coming off special teams. He was telling me he wanted to make sure they got off to a great start, starting on, with your offense out there, see if they can put a complete drive together.
Siebold at quarterback. Play action, slings it out there, and he's got the completion and a nice gainer. Great play call as Kloster will pick up good yardage out over the 40 to about the 43.
Both of these coordinators, when they're calling games tonight, when they've done play action on first down, it's been there. They're both run-dominant teams, but that was just a great play fake, an easy throw for your quarterback. Gage Kloster had a nice game in the first half on defense that time. Nice big athletic target. That's how you want to start a drive.
Well, and they really sold the run fake well too here, and that's part of it. I mean, if you're just going through the motions and don't make anybody actually think you're running it the other direction, then it's not going to work as well.
But it was quick too. He didn't hold on to it for 10 seconds where there's pass rush that can get in.
And a minimal gain there, about a yard or so is all, and that's going to be a bomb handling the ball, and it leads us to believe that Anderson must be.
He's in there.
Was he in there? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Well, and I'm going to tell you this, DJ. Braylon Bohm was coached by maybe the best youth football coach of all time here in St. Michael-Albertville, as I coached him when he was a fourth grader. So kind of fun to see some of these kids you've known for a long time playing varsity.
And this time going up the middle to Becker.
You can tell these guys maybe aren't used to getting a ton of carry. It looks a little bit less explosive off the line, doesn't it? These ball carriers,
and like not quite as sure of themselves as far as just
going and making a decision. You're seeing some indecision there.
Anderson is definitely back in there now here. It'll be 3rd down and 6 here for the Knights. Opening possession of the second half. STMA leading Champlin Park 14-7. Siebold rolling to his left, throws on the run, and it looks like they'll have the completion right along the sideline. Elijah Lewis got those feet planted, made the catch.
Yeah, really nice throw. Again, that's a right-handed quarterback sprinting to his left. And didn't have a ton of velocity on it, but I'll tell you what, you want accuracy. And he put it right on the money, and Elijah Lewis, watch him get those feet lined up. You know, you watch that in the NFL, you see those guys doing it all on Sundays, and these kids imitate that. That was a great catch, way to get his feet down. Big first down conversion there on 3rd down.
Siebold working under center here. Anderson bounced off a hit, and then the help arrives. He got hit pretty early on there by Ogunti, but he spun through that one enough to get a couple anyway, but good pursuit behind it too.
Yeah, and Anderson's got really good speed. He just hasn't been able to get to that second level untouched, right? It's Champlin Park done a really nice job. Those big fellas up front, their linebacking core, just not giving them open lanes to run tonight.
Yeah, last week they held Coon Rapids to, I think it was 29 yards rushing, and then the week before Osseo was minus yards rushing against the Rebels. So not a fluke that they're defending well. Becker takes a hit. Spins down at about the 39. Give him 4 or so on that one.
Yeah, nice pickup, setting up that 3rd and manageable.
Well, we talked about the Rebels wanting to get, a quick stop if they could to begin this 3rd quarter, and the Knights wanted exactly the opposite. You want a good drive to get some rhythm to push the other team back, you get the field position on your side, and then ultimately hopefully score. Anderson cutting it up here, and he'll be very close. They might be marking him short. No, it looks like it will be a first down. I think the official there were too many players in the way. I thought he was marking the ball there, but he wasn't.
Yeah, nice cut that time. You can see Sam Anderson, definitely the most experienced of these running backs. Heading outside, well played again by Champlin Park, but just the ability to make quick decisions, cut up the field, knowing where that first down marker was. And then when you got that speed too and you finish runs, you're going to move that pile forward a yard rather than backwards a yard. That oftentimes can be the difference in picking up that first down.
From the Rebels 35, Siebold wanting to set up a screen. The pass is tipped and then still caught by Anderson. An eventful play to pick up about 2 yards. Rebels thought they might have an interception. Anderson did a heck of a job staying with that one.
That was dangerous. That could have been a pick 6 going the other way. You can see, look at the defensive lineman. They sent screen, they backed up. Nice hands and tip there by Kamara. But Anderson kind of comes in. That's just an athletic play. There's the tip. Yeah, that could have been dangerous. Batted it to yourself. Obviously didn't pick up more than 2 yards on it, but that could have been a disaster for the Knights.
Yeah, a little sigh of relief, I'm sure, up in the booth, or the guys calling plays on that one. And good pursuit by the Rebels. They didn't give up once the tip was caught. Siebold zipping it out, and it is caught. Looks like it'll be close to a first down, but probably short. Durbus on the catch. See where they'll mark him.
Yeah, and again, pretty accurate throw by Siebold. He came into this game 15 for 38, which is, about, 44 to 46%, somewhere in that range. And tonight, been very, very impressed with his accuracy. They haven't asked him to throw the ball deep or, incredibly hard throws, but he's been accurate with what they've asked him to do.
Nicely run route, I thought, too, by Durbus. I mean, he didn't quite get to the sticks, but he made a sharp cut and received the ball nicely. going to be a quarterback sneak, and Siebold behind that offensive line easily gets the first down.
And see, I'm old school in this, Jay, but I love that on short yardage. Rather than a shotgun where you can allow penetration and get tripped up, just get it, move forward, stay low, and trust those guys up front to get a little bit of a push and easily pick up the first down.
Yeah, and even if you don't, you're still in a pretty good position. You're not
going to lose
yardage.
yards, exactly.
Football now on the 24. Heck of a drive to begin the second half. Siebold, play action. Now the rush coming as he throws. He's got a man, but it's short. Kind of breaking off the route there and into a very wide open space with Lewis. I'm not sure if it was a little bit of, at that point of just kind of being creative, or if that's where they were supposed to go with that. Looked like they weren't quite on the same page because he eventually was very open.
Yeah, kind of a long developing play. That's one of the first ones where we've seen, a big throw down the field. And ball kind of got caught up in the air there. But, yeah, you were right. Lewis was open. And a nice job up front giving their quarterback time to allow that to happen.
Yeah, 2nd down and 10. They're going to go Anderson on the handoff. He breaks free and almost got all the way out of there. And spun down as Dukley made the tackle for Champlin Park. We do have a penalty, and we'll wait and see, but it looks like it could be in a spot where you might see a hold or maybe not. They're marking the ball where it was going to be, and then we'll get our penalty call.
Personal foul, illegal contact to the head. Number 54, 15 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay 2nd down.
Wow.
15-yarder
against.
And it looked like it was down the field, too. It wasn't at the line of scrimmage. And that's where I think Sam Anderson is at his best, too, is he does have really good speed and he's got good vision. And you could see he got into that second level and then that quick cutback to the right and really, burst that open. But instead of a nice gain on first down, you're going to back him up quite a bit.
Anderson came in motion. Siebold throwing out in the flat, and nicely covered, nice tackle coming up with Dukley to make the stop.
You're not going to get forward momentum there because he actually caught that and ran backwards. But a quick, easy throw again by Siebold to put it on the money. You can tell he trusts Ben Durbus. That's been his favorite target on the year and definitely here tonight.
4th catch for Durbus right there. So 3rd and long now. That penalty really altering this drive. Going to go with the handoff to Anderson. Kapitsky, nice play to tackle him from behind there.
If he doesn't get him, there's a seam. There's that cutback. The same play they ran just a couple plays ago. Kapitsky's had a nice game tonight.
Knights didn't get as much out of that as they would have liked. I think they'll still probably go for it here on 4th and 12, though.
Yeah, after a really nice driving all the way. But that's, again, those penalties can ruin a drive just like that.
Yeah, especially a 15-yarder like that. Hard to tell what exactly. I mean, he made contact with the head of a defensive player is what the official stated there. Siebold, hitch, now goes back the other direction. Some hand fighting down the field. And Knights wanted a penalty, Durbus, but they're not going to get it. It will be Champlin Park taking over on downs.
Nice little pump fake, coming back, going to his favorite receiver. Would have been a first down, too. A little contact there, but I thought pretty well played.
Yeah.
By Briggs. He was in a great spot. Yeah.
And I agree. I mean, I think the fact that he was in such good position probably saved him.
And he was facing this way. He wasn't face guarding him where it's an easy call. He was just in a really good spot. Made a play. Definitely a little physical there, but pretty good defense. So nice job by this Rebel defense. Bending but not breaking there.
Hand off to Gilk.
Ooh.
And he is
Two number sixes going at it there.
Yeah.
And I liked how Gilk lowered that shoulder, finished that run off.
Nathan Anderson on the stop there for the Knights. Pickup of about 5 for Gilk. The one thing the Knights did, though, was use a little more than half of that third quarter on that drive. I mean, yeah, they would have obviously preferred that it resulted in points, but Gilk takes a hit immediately that time, and he was not going to advance through that. I mean, he lowered the shoulder, but
Selberg's
still
a different
Selberg stood
story
his
there.
ground, yeah.
You got 230 pounds waiting for you. It's a little bit of difference. But to your point, too, with that Knights drive, you know, you start sucking up the time. You start putting more and more pressure right on a first-time starter at quarterback, and you start to just get a feel like, hey, I got to make something happen, and sometimes that's when mistakes can happen. So I think it's really important Champlin picks his first down up and keeps the drive going.
Felton throwing, and the pass is caught. I don't know if he'll have, it looks like he might have enough for the first down. We'll see.
Oh, that's a pretty generous spot there.
Chroma on the catch.
Because Chroma, nice job going down to get it, Jay, but it looked like he was bending backwards, knees down. I thought that was a really nice spot. But that's growth right there. Miles Felton, again, sophomore, 3rd and 6. You fire a really nice-looking pass in a good spot where only your guy could get it. Yeah, just take a peek here and see if that spot. I think that's a pretty handsome spot there for the first down.
And the ball getting away, and Felton has to go back and cover it. So this isn't a penalty putting him back, but it's similar. Yeah. You just have an unforced error that leads to a big loss and puts you back behind the chains.
And it throws your rhythm off, right? As a play caller, too, you're expecting certain things. You get a first down conversion there. You know, you want to get 4 or 5 yards on first down instead of low snap. Heads up play, too, just by Felton just to get on that. And he didn't try to kick it.
Yeah. Reference to a first half play. That was almost a high snap, and Nelson, they got their feet tangled, and that'll go nowhere. And Ryan, while you were down at the field, I was able to verify as we watched first half highlights that the punter, Hubbard, who was, punted that first one, did get injured on that return. He got thrown down, and quite honestly, in looking at the replay, it probably should have been a hold against the Knights. They tackled him basically after the ball had already been recovered.
Get the ball? Yeah.
And he fell. It looked like he maybe, just speculating, but it looked like possibly a shoulder or upper arm injury. And got a flag down as a false start here against Champlin Park.
Prior to the snap,
things kind of unraveling a little bit after they'd gotten that first down.
And almost identical to what the Knights did on their drive, too, after a great drive. Big penalty, lost yards, and now Champlin Park, a little bit of momentum, picked up that big third down conversion, but now after the bad snap and a penalty, facing third and very long.
Yeah, when the chains are downfield far enough that you can hardly see where the marker is if you're the quarterback, that's generally not a good thing, especially for a sophomore starting his first game.
No, and I think here you don't try to do anything crazy. Maybe a screen, maybe a short pass, but you don't want to turn the ball over here.
Sprint out here, steps up, now throwing on the run, and it's broken up. Nice job there to get over defensively by Johnny Finbangsa.
That's one of those, too, as a coach, that you just hold your breath, right? Rolling out, throwing across your body. Ball kind of hangs in the air there.
It was close enough to him that if the defender didn't make the play on it, he probably would have had it. But it was a gamble. There's no doubt. Tilke will punt for the second time here for Champlin Park. Third different punter they've used. And again, he's their starting quarterback normally, but an injury tonight, not playing at quarterback, but well enough to go in there and kick the ball apparently, and got it away. Yeah. He seems like kind of one of those punt, pass, and kick kids that it wouldn't surprise me if he was a good punter, too.
Well, like we said, he's a good basketball player. I think just a pretty good athlete overall.
Good pitcher and baseball diamond, too. So the Knights will get it at the 43. So they had a good long drive that ended up stalling. Champlin Park started the drive, but that ended up going backward eventually and right back to the Knights, similar to where they had that ball a little bit into that drive here to begin the third quarter. But now we've used up nearly 10 minutes of the period.
And I'll tell you got to be pretty impressed with the Rebels' defense tonight. St. Michael-Albertville's had a number of short fields starting, good field position, and they definitely have gotten yards and had sustained drives, but they haven't been able to finish them or get in the end zone. And again, those two punts that cost 14 points. Otherwise, this is a completely different football game.
Siebold rolling to his right. Good protection, but they run out of real estate, and it's incomplete for Durbus.
And I thought that time Caden Siebold just waited a little bit too long. The pass was there, and by holding on to it, he got the sideline there, and so it allows that defense to kind of shrink that field down. That one you want to get rid of about a second earlier because he had a guy open. He had his favorite target open, too, and Ben Durbus.
Yeah, and those plays, the way you run them to fit the field, if you will, and if you don't put it on time, that's what can happen. Going to hand off to Anderson here. Spins out of the first tackle, and then Duclay brings him down. He'll gain about 4, maybe 5.
Yeah, Duclay's had a nice game, too. And that's what you got to do when you're playing a run-heavy team. You need those safeties and outside linebackers and even sometimes those corners coming in and not being afraid to stick their helmets in there and make plays in the run game.
Anderson did a good job of not absorbing full contact there. That allowed him to spin and get
He's got that slipperiness to him, right, where he's running full speed, but he doesn't take a lot of the big hits. He's just able to elude that.
Siebold in trouble now, and he is going to be sacked. Schornstein, he tucked the ball down because where he wanted to go with it wasn't quite open, and then as he just decided he was going to scramble, Schornstein arrived.
Yeah, that's kind of where that internal clock's got to be there as a quarterback. You're going to see Caden Siebold looking left, realizes he's not there. You either got to step up or you got to be able to feel that kind of that peripheral vision, someone closing in on you. And a nice job by Schornstein there. He's had a couple of nice plays on defense, too.
Here comes a rush. Came after it, They got it away, and a fair catch called for and made at the 25-yard line by George. And I'll tell you what, too, on that last play where they got the sack, smart play by Schornstein to say, I'm not nearly as big as this offensive tackle. Instead of trying to run through him, I'm going to just take the long route and go all the way around him. I mean, it made more sense. You would have taken longer to get there if he had to try to fight through that guy.
Well, Mike Grant, my high school coach, always used to tell us, he'd say, what do you do best? And then just do that, right? And so if you got the speed, you got the quickness, why are you trying to outmuscle someone who's bigger and stronger, And if you're a power running back, why are you trying to outrun someone to the pro? Go through them, right? So just play into your strength, your talent, and, to your point, Schornstein had the quickness, just made a nice little move just to get around the tackle there. Made a big play.
Felton and the Rebels offense trying to get something going here. And a good first down run and a good finish to that run again. We talked earlier about how Tucker's kind of a tough guy to bring down.
We had one pass in the first half where Miles Felton threw that one up and Champlin caught it. But other than that, Jay, I can't remember a game where there hasn't been any explosive plays, right? Like really, 50, 60-yard runs or passes. It's just been a game tonight of kind of that 3 to 7, maybe a couple of 10-yard passes, but just a lot of dink and dunking tonight.
We go right back to Tucker here. Well defended this time, though, as it was Selberg again.
Yeah, Selberg, and then the other name we've said a lot of times, Gage Kloster. Those two having really good games on defense.
That's going to be the last play of the third quarter, so no scoring in the third. We'll change ends and head to the fourth. 14-7 Knights here on CCX.
Do you want to live? Do you want to break free? No rules apply. It's you and me.
In 1935, Topline Financial Credit Union was founded by workers from our local phone company, by people who dedicated their lives to keeping our community connected. At Topline Financial, that dedication lives on because we believe that dreams are achieved when we connect with each other. So if you're dreaming of buying a new home or car, or planning for your future, or saving for that next vacation, connect with us. We'll help you get there. Because connected, we all do better.
Great crowd on hand here tonight at St. Michael-Albertville. The Knights leading the Rebels of Champlin Park 14-7.
It's packed tonight. I mean, those holes, that stand is filled. Fun atmosphere. There's a great
Felton
fake,
on the run, and he will get the first down with ease.
And that's what they got to do a little bit more of. I think that's where his strength right now. He's just so athletic and so, getting experience. The more you can put the ball in his hands, have him have positive plays, the more his confidence is just going to build. And he didn't hesitate there. He's hesitated before. That one he faked, designed run, he just hit it, and you can see he's got that burst of speed.
Yeah, second really good run he's had tonight. At other times have been scrambles where he's been sacked or whatnot, that those count as rushes too. But Tucker takes this hand off, trying to fight through. Boy, eventually 1 against 5 or 6 wasn't going to work, but he was not willing to go down easily there.
No, but a good job of turning maybe a 2-yard loss into potentially a 2-yard gain. And that's the thing that's hurt them tonight is just lost plays, right? Those penalties or, losing yardage on plays. They just got to keep moving forward and keep giving their quarterback positive third down situations.
Yeah, there haven't been a lot of holes opened up where you say, they hit the hole and they're gone.
Even their touchdown drive was like 3 yards, 5 yards. They had to earn it, and that's a hard brand of football to play when you don't have those explosive plays. You got to just keep. Oh, there we go.
Little inside reverse there, and
that time the rhythm was a little bit better. Remember, they tried to run a reverse in the first half. That one was a little inside counter reverse, and that one looks a little bit smoother. They hit it hard.
Used to see that on a regular basis from Totino Grace and that wing tee.
Yeah, used to run that in Eden Prairie too. Those inside handoffs, you can see how close the defender was to getting there. That's where those can be a little bit dangerous, but they hit it, and it pretty well defended, but able to get a couple of yards out of it.
Yeah, I was going to say that for being maybe fooled a little bit early, the Knights stayed with it very well. And let's see, we had movement on both sides of the ball. I think it's going to be against the offense, but we'll see.
Prior to the snap, false start.
See, that's weird because remember the first half we thought for sure it was on the offense, and they ended up calling offsides on the defense. That time I actually thought maybe the Knights had jumped a little bit, but
yeah, somebody flinched, but I don't know that they necessarily came into the neutral zone, and they were also nowhere near the Rebel that moved, so I think that, any benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you see. Yeah, right tackle there.
You have in your head that you want to fire off well and get that good first step, and then
But there you go, that's at minus 5 yards again. Now you put yourself in this 3rd and long, and it's a...
Felton will throw on the run. Deep downfield. And it's dropped.
Amir Carpenter could have walked into the end zone. Oh, there's a flag at the end of the play. That's going to be taunting or something. Something was said there. I couldn't tell if it was the Champlin Park or if that was
unsportsmanlike, right?
The defensive back there for the Knights. But the flag came after the play was over.
You'd think it would be on the defense because who would the offense be taunting himself? Yeah. But we will hear.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense, number 1. That's a 15-yard penalty. That will result in a first down.
The Knights not going to be happy with
that's on Alex Bergen. Remember, he had the personal foul too, ripping the helmet off in the first half. So that's 2 very costly penalties tonight. That one, that would have been 4th down, probably forced a punt instead.
And then, like you said, it almost had to be something he said, like, "Hey, nice catch" or whatever.
And that should have been a touchdown.
Yeah. And it has to come after that even. Boy, that, I mean, I don't like to use the word dumb penalty, but that really was.
After the play's over, those are the kind of penalties that can cost you games, too. Now you allow Champlin Park to continue the drive here.
Oof.
Oh, there's some hitting there.
Yeah, Gilk lowering his shoulder, and maybe the temperature of the game maybe turned up a little bit after that last one too. Was get a little bit of talk in, and
Gilk walking a little slow after that one. That was a collision on both sides.
he stuck his nose in. He was more than ready to lead the way with hitting, but he got hit back pretty hard too. So 2nd and 9 now for Champlin Park. They're still obviously very much in striking distance, down 7 here early in the 4th. They're very much helped out by a penalty by the Knights, unsportsmanlike. Fakes the handoff. Felton trying to get to the edge, but Kloster is there and wraps him up.
It's a nice play by Kloster. Sometimes on those ball fakes, you want that outside linebacker to come down the line, and maybe you fake him out, but he stayed home and just nowhere to go that time for Felton.
Boy, and it shows, too, how important it is to keep your eyes in the right place if you're the defender there, too, that you're not, sucked in following a play, getting overexcited.
It's discipline. You've got to have discipline, and your hometown team, Elk River, is a great example. You better be disciplined with those great ball fakes, but...
And apparently Andover was. They beat him last week.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a surprise.
Felton.
Oh, he has him. Yep, he had him. Nice.
Got the completion to Schaefer. Into the secondary he goes, and a nice gainer there for the Rebels down to about the 25.
Great ball fake, and I could see that one opening up, and for a second there I thought Miles Felton didn't see Schaefer running down on the right side there, but he did. He patient with the ball, put it on accurately, and that is a big first down pickup.
Boy, they had that nice drive that led to their only points, and now trying to do so again.
And good patience. He didn't get rid of it. You could see it. Almost looked at it. First read on the other side of the field. Came back, found his tight end.
Tucker on the run here, down to about the 20. And boy, we saw a good example of that previous play. Schaefer selling that as though he were going to pass protect, and it definitely fooled the defender, and that's what enabled him to slip out.
And we saw Gage Kloster, the tight end for the Knights, do a very similar play like that in the first half. Those are tough to defend because as an outside linebacker, you read run, you start filling, all of a sudden that tight end releases behind you. Those are really tricky, difficult pass plays to defend.
And I think another example of, when you practice that, you practice it like a game, so you sell it well. Yep. Here's Tucker running it again, and he's starting to get some things going here.
Austin Tucker, he's 6 foot 210, so they got it. They do a nice job of distributing the ball. We've seen Gilk carry the ball quite a bit tonight. Tucker, George, some good size.
So football now on the Knights' 13-yard line. 1st and 10. Champlin Park trying to go in and tie it up here. Tucker slipped through the first guy, but then the pursuit got there as it came up high and didn't quite get him, but forced him inside a little bit.
Showan did a nice job getting into the backfield there, coming from that outside linebacker position. He slowed him up. We made him miss, but then just slowing him up then. Nice job by those D linemen just kind of plugging the gaps there.
We're approaching the halfway point of the 4th quarter, and again, these, drives have kind of eaten up a lot of time here. There may not be too many more possessions. Yeah. Rebels feeling like they need to score on this one. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and you got to just keep moving it forward. You don't want to go backwards here. You don't want to be 3rd and long.
Felton firing, and Wagner's got it. That was pretty well covered. I thought, they might be in trouble here, but there's the first catch for the Totino Grace transfer, Tyler Wagner.
Yeah, really good basketball player. That one I thought might be intercepted there. It looked like there was a defender there, but that time I'm pretty impressive too. Felton got a lot on. They finally backed. You see the good zip on it there, just outside of the hand there. That's a big play. That picked up a good chunk. Now you're back to that 3rd and short again. Really important pickup there.
At about 6, so 3rd and 4, or long 3 for Rebels. Felton looking to throw, wanting to go up top there. A lot of contact. But Wagner asking for a flag is not going to get it.
Well, you know what? I love the call there. Tyler Wagner, 6'6". He can jump, really good athlete. And you want to see a little bit more arc on that to give your guy a chance to make the play. But at the same time, you don't ever want to underthrow that or to the inside where it's going to get intercepted. So if you're going to miss,
Cornell had quite a bit of a jersey grab there too, and I could kind of see why Wagner, but they were running out of space anyway.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes
it was too low and too far. You got to at least give him a shot.
Big play here.
4th and 4.
Going to hand off to Schornstein. He's wrapped up, and he's not going to get there. Wow. Well, the Rebels are trying to say yes, but I don't think so.
What are you, about a half yard short?
A little surprised with that much distance to go that they went to the power run, which got them their first touchdown.
And I'll tell you, that's why maybe on that 3rd down, you run that one to get a 4th and 1, 4th and 2. At 4th and 4. And pretty well blocked. It looked like he might get there, but nice job. You see number 22 there, Caden Schoen coming in, grabbing jersey and just pulling him backwards. That might have made the difference there.
Now, the bad news is for the Knights, they're on their own 5-yard line here. Got to be careful with the football, but they do get the huge stop. Hand it off here, and that one was well defended as Anderson hit immediately.
And with 5 minutes left, you're not at a point where you got to start using timeouts here. But gosh, if you can get them to 3 and out, hold them down, maybe get your offense a short field, that's going to really be ideal. Neither team's used a timeout, so all 3 timeouts remain for both sides. And if you're the Knights too, you're not in a hurry here. You want to let that play clock kind of get down to the 2 to 3 seconds left. You don't want to leave extra time on there.
2nd and 10 here. And back to the ground, and again well defended. Not much happening on that one for Anderson.
Yeah, Jallo, nice job coming in, making the play. Really good linebacker.
Did get about a yard on the play, so 3rd and long coming up here. This is exactly what Champlin Park wanted, to force them into either deciding to gamble slightly by throwing the ball here, or...
And if the Knights do run this and you tackle them short, this is where I would use a timeout right after this.
He is looking to throw.
Nice, timeout. I use the timeout.
Siebold, good job to not cough it up there, but they didn't get what they wanted as Brugger drags him down.
He was going to throw that. His receiver was very well covered, and so the last thing you want to do is throw an interception. So maybe making a smart play there, smart decision. Instead of forcing that, take the sack. Now you can run some clock off.
Anderson is the punter. Boy, a great field position coming for the Rebels, you'd think. Oh, boy, they didn't see it. George is going to try and track it down way back at the 43. Ooh, and he gets blasted there by Bergen. But still great field position. But it looked like the 2 return men
didn't see the ball.
Either didn't see it or they didn't call for it, and they thought the other was going to take it. Regardless, he still get a pretty good spot.
You're right, but it probably cost them 10 to 15 yards. They could have caught that at midfield, maybe gotten another 10 yards. But nice job by Sam Anderson, backed up into your end zone too, getting that punt off, getting a good roll.
9-yard return.
And George there getting a shot. He did a good job once he got to it of getting back upfield. Sometimes those are the kind of plays where the kick coverage team overruns things a little, and Knights stayed pretty disciplined on that, but still football to 48, really kind of cut down to a last drive, you would think, here for Champlin Park, just over 3 minutes to go. Tucker taking the handoff here. Ooh, and he got popped.
Nice hit.
Good, solid tackle there made by Fimbongsa. Good wrap up.
Yeah, senior linebacker pretty nice cutback, too, by Tucker, but, man, he paid the price on that one.
I thought that one was going to go for more than it did.
And he normally finishes those runs, forward momentum, but there was no moving forward after that hit.
2nd down and 8 here for CP. And they've got a flag down.
Encroachment on the defense, number 3. That's a 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And I'll tell you, Jay, that's huge because now you have 2nd and 3, 2nd and 2 instead of 3rd and 12, right? 3rd and 13. So that's a huge, huge call. This would be a great shot, Jay. Take a shot down the field. You got 2nd and really short. You're in 4-down territory. Maybe a little play action. See if you can't hit something over the top. Remember, too, Tyler Wagner on the bottom of our screen.
Oh, and now I think they're going to give those 5 back.
Yeah.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 78 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
So penalties have been a little bit of an issue for both sides, maybe a little more so for the Knights, but both have been hurt at times. So back to 2nd and 8 where we were after they trade penalties. Oh, the ball slips out of Felton's hands. This one will probably be a fumble, and the Knights have it. See if they're calling it an incomplete pass or a fumble. Looks like it will be a fumble. And Selberg making the recovery. The officials are getting together to talk. I don't know if now they are signaling 1st down STMA.
I like the play call. They were going deep to Tyler Wagner on the left side of the field. I don't know if the ball just slipped out of his hand.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't tell if he got hit as he threw it or if it just slipped out of his hands. Ball just came loose. And a really nice heads-up play, too, by Selberg, who's had a really good game on defense.
Well, and I like the fact that he just dove on that. Yeah, that's so much more important to get possession there. I mean, yeah, you'd like to run it back or whatever, but... So the Knights going to try and go into close it out mode here. Anderson will take the handoff for a couple.
Champlin uses the timeout. You got to figure they're going to use their timeouts if STMA is able to get a first down. This one might be over.
Champlin Park, that's the first of the half. Please put 1:58 on the clock. 1:58.
Well, and the unfortunate thing, too, for Felton was it clearly was a fumble. The ball slipped out before his hand started forward. I thought for a moment there was a chance it would be ruled incomplete, but definitely was not.
Yeah, you see, if it slips while that motion is forward, that's a totally different story. But you could tell he was still back, and he just lost it. And you know what? It's you live with that, right? You got a guy in his first start. He hasn't played bad tonight. Hasn't made any bad decisions, and it's all learning experience for him. But it makes you wonder if Preston Dilkey was the quarterback tonight. Would this be a totally different game? You think, or do you think it'd be pretty similar?
Well, and if you're the Knights too, you're saying if we had Herring, who knows too? I mean, both guys have done fine.
Yep.
But they're not their regular starters too. So now we'll see what. Both sides here. Quick stop for Champlin Park would give them an opportunity to still, get the ball back. But if not, it might be over. No surprise here as Anderson will get the football again. He'll get a couple more, but another timeout.
And if I'm Champlin too, I'm putting 9 guys up in the box. And if you're STMA, you might be thinking play action and end this game too. You don't want to have an incomplete pass, but
please put 1:55 on the clock.
You got to figure if you're able to get a first down, this one is over.
What also will be interesting here is, depending on what happens on 3rd down, do you automatically punt if you're the Knights, or do you maybe go for it? Yeah, I'm thinking in my head about all the problems that the Rebels have had punting the ball, which doesn't necessarily mean you don't have confidence in your own.
You do open yourself up to that, but you got to be pretty confident. Your defense has done a pretty good job all night of not allowing touchdown sustaining drives. So you can kick him down to the 10, 15
Yeah, you'd
yard
rather
line.
make him go 80 or 90 than what would be 60 now, that's for sure. And Sam Anderson is their punter, too, so they trust him, obviously, handling the ball. I just was kind of thinking out loud that maybe if they got 2-3 yards here, that it might be at least a consideration. Ooh, and he is looking to throw. Siebold on the run, throws, and he's got the completion.
Great call.
Oh, they had plenty of confidence in the senior right there, and he's able to find Anderson for a first down that might pretty much clinch it.
No, that's a great play. Champlin did everything right on that one. You're selling out against the run, not wanting to give up that first down. That's just a great execution. And, again, trusting your quarterback to make a throw. And I think part of that equation is you were throwing to the guy you want the ball in their hands, and Sam Anderson. Great throw, great catch, and that probably sealed this game, Jay.
And it wasn't as wide open as you might think, because definitely the element of surprise was there. But
yeah, pretty well covered. You're right. He wasn't wide open. That was not an easy throw or a catch. It's hard catching when you're on your full sprint like that. But great concentration, and I applaud the play call on that one.
Knights are going to use a timeout here now. They'll let the clock tick down.
I got timeout
to
Champlin Park. That's the third and final
I'm sorry. Actually, it's
Please
Champlin
put the
Park
game
using it
clock
here. I was
back
going to
to
say.
141.
Oh, I did not see the timeout signal either. I thought the Knights were going to let the clock tick down and then use their own timeout. But obviously the Rebels had already called it, and the clock operator appeared didn't see the signal either.
No, you run. I mean, this one, 25-second play clock. You get to run it 4 times here. You're going to be able to run it down to the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, here's where you got somebody up top doing math, where you go, okay, now each play should take how long, and where do we go? And because I don't think they're quite where they're going to kneel down.
No, but you got to throw in two. Each play is going to take 5 to 6 seconds, right?
And I could be wrong. Looks like they are figuring it'll be timely enough that they can run it out on the kneel downs.
40-second play clock.
So Rebels again out of timeouts. Knights going to kneel and get their 3rd victory of the season. We kind of were thinking coming in this one would be pretty tight
even,
game and an even game, and that's
you wouldn't think a team that didn't score an offensive touchdown would prevail too. But again, those 2 huge plays in the special teams off of the blocked punt, the other one a dropped punt. How STMA scored.
Boy, and them getting that stop there
that was
down
big,
the stretch was big too.
4th and 4.
Yeah.
And he was close too. He was probably just about a half yard short. But you're right. That was a big play. And I would say too. I mean, Champlin Park didn't play bad offensively. They had a lot of positive things, but to just never get those huge plays, right? That just constantly grinding and executing. That's hard to do. Drive after drive after drive, and getting a sophomore quarterback making his first start, I thought it was a good step forward for him. And Caden Siebold had a nice game tonight, made some really big throws. Nothing bigger than that 3rd down conversion there on the last drive, but pretty competitive, close game tonight.
Champlin Park will be at home to take on Blaine next week, and meanwhile STMA back at home here as they will be hosting Osseo. Well, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's game, a defensive battle. Special team scores win it for St. Michael-Albertville. They're now 3-2. The Rebels now at 2-3. For Ryan Iverson and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. There's your final score once again. St. Michael-Albertville 14, Champlin Park 7.